Pac-Man comeback? What's going on? Manny Pacquiao is coming back for another fight against Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship, I believe. Is that something, or is it just?
I don't know.
Tabloids?
I don't know. I keep laughing about that fight.
Take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter.
He's not as efficient, and he's going to get tired easier.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back when talking about the surprising news that boxing legend Manny Pacquiao is returning to the ring at 46 years old to fight Mario Barrios. On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, the UFC commentator and podcast host shared serious concerns about the comeback. Rogan said it's a risky decision that could end badly. While he praised Pacquiao's legendary career, he questioned whether the boxing icon can still compete at the highest level without putting his health on the line.
Would you want to see Boots versus Barrios? Of course. I like to see Boots just in there, period. But that lets you know how much you need people like Barrios. Because people who got something to lose, or not even something to lose, people who are superstars in their head, don't fight everybody. That's why I say Sean Porter kept the welterweight division alive. He fought them all. Barrios is doing the same thing. You need Barrios. You need people like Barrios. Because Barrios will take the fight with Boots.
The upcoming Pacquiao versus Barrios fight is shaping up to be a classic battle of experience versus youth. Pacquiao's decades of knowledge and ring IQ will go head-to-head with Barrios' size, reach, and youthful energy. Barrios' height and length could be difficult for Pacquiao to overcome, especially now, late in his career. After retiring to focus on politics in the Philippines, Pacquiao returned for a 2024 exhibition against Japanese kickboxer Ruki Yano. While that performance was underwhelming, Pacquiao remains confident. He points to his 2019 win over Keith Thurman and says he hasn't taken much damage in recent years. "I made history at 40 beating Keith Thurman," Pacquiao said. "At 45, I believe I still have a lot left in the game."
So we face Mario Barrios.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao's 45 years old. What you think of that fight?
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick. But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might try and beat Pacquiao up. Not knock him out, but beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen.
Joe Rogan has long praised Manny Pacquiao on his podcast, calling him one of the greatest boxers ever. Rogan admires Pacquiao for his explosive speed, relentless training, and humble attitude. Even after reaching global fame, he often talks about Pacquiao's rise from deep poverty in the Philippines to becoming the only boxer to win titles in 8 weight divisions. Rogan also respects how Pacquiao stayed competitive against younger fighters late in his career, calling it a testament to his discipline and fighting spirit. Lightweight contender George Kambosos Jr., who trained with Pacquiao, echoes this respect. He credits Pacquiao for helping shape his mental toughness and work ethic. Kambosos calls Pacquiao a living legend and says his aggressive, fearless style is unmatched. Rogan has also discussed Pacquiao's 2015 fight against Floyd Mayweather. While he praised Mayweather's defensive skills, he felt the bout didn't live up to the hype. Rogan, like many fans, believed it happened too late, and Pacquiao's shoulder injury didn't help, though he called it a historic event. Rogan said the fight felt more like a business deal than a true battle, and that it would have been far more exciting had it happened when both were in their prime.
And so who are they talking about Pacquiao matching up with next?
He chasing the Mayweather.
Of course.
So
why not?
Right.
Floyd, come on. I know you love money. He was saying that he thinks Floyd's out of money already, because he says Floyd spends so much money, he's probably already out of it.
Well, he spend money too. I think Pacquiao spend more money than Floyd on everybody else.
Oh, that's right, because he's got like 50 people that he just has supported. Yeah, he's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
Even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your later.
Different dude.
Right.
Once he steps to that ropes, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah.
Okay. And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super religious too.
Good luck in that fight.
He's a killer pool player. Did you know that about Pacquiao? No, I didn't. Like world class. Like he could play pool professional.
On an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Terrence Crawford opened up about his admiration for Manny Pacquiao and his frustration over a fight. That never happened. Crawford said he had tried for 5 years to get a bout with Pacquiao seen. It has a key chance to cement his legacy. He blamed promotional politics for blocking the matchup, saying Pacquiao's team likely wanted to protect his career. Rogan agreed, calling it another example of how boxing politics get in the way of the biggest fights. Both men praised Pacquiao's explosive style and incredible journey from poverty to becoming an 8-division world champion. Crawford said a fight between them would have been exciting, mixing his technical skills and youth with Pacquiao's experience and grit. While Crawford suggested Pacquiao didn't achieve everything on his own, it wasn't meant as harsh criticism. Their conversation highlighted the challenges of boxing's promotional system, but also the deep respect they both have for Pacquiao and his lasting impact on the sport.
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat, even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring. It's different dude. Right. Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah,
and got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the best too. Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight.
I already said he's got these T-Rex arms. Everybody's talking about how fast he is. Manny Pacquiao, T-Rex arm. Pop, pop, pop.
Pacquiao. Oh, and let me tell you, that was just a quick punch. Pacquiao again, the aggressor. See? Now the response by Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao.
Mario Barrios, known as El Azteca, is a 29-year-old American boxer from San Antonio, Texas. Standing 6 feet tall with a 71-inch reach, Barrios holds a size edge over many other welterweights. He began his pro career in 2013 and quickly gained attention thanks to his aggressive style and knockout ability. Barrios first made waves by winning the WBA regular super lightweight title in 2019, knocking out Juan Jose Velasco in round 2. His biggest success, though, came in the welterweight class. In September 2023, Barrios faced veteran Cuban Yordenis Ugas for the WBC interim welterweight belt and dominated, winning with scores of 118-107, 118-107, and 117-108. He showed great control and smart use of his jab. Later, Barrios was promoted to full WBC champion when Terrence Crawford vacated the title. His last fight, in November 2024, was against Abel Ramos. It was a thrilling contest ending in a split draw. Barrios knocked Ramos down in round 2, while Ramos returned the favor in round 6. Judges were split, but Barrios kept the belt and showed grit and adaptability. Promoter Eddie Hearn, known for his sharp take on boxing, would likely find Pacquiao's decision to face Barrios interesting. He might praise Pacquiao's legendary status and say his speed and ring smarts still matter, even at age 46. Still, he likely warned that this is a risky fight. Barrios is younger, active, and fresh off a win over Ugas. Hearn might ask if Pacquiao is chasing one last moment of glory or simply trying to stay in the spotlight. He'd also point out that while this matchup will draw attention especially from Filipino and Latino fans, it raises real concerns about safety. In the end, Hearn might call it a classic clash of eras, a legend trying to turn back time against a younger champ out to prove himself. And he'd likely end by saying that while Pacquiao's courage is admirable, Barrios could very well be the one to end one of boxing's greatest careers.
Yeah, potentially facing Mario Barrios. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Manny Pacquiao's fight against Mario Barrios isn't just a comeback, it might be a smart setup for a future blockbuster with Gervonta Tank Davis. Pacquiao has openly said he's ready to face Davis at 145 or 147 pounds. He made his confidence clear, saying, "I can fight anybody, even like Gervonta Davis. I'm not scared of anybody." Beating Barrios wouldn't just earn him the WBC welterweight title, it would also boost his reputation ahead of a possible fight with Davis. Barrios fought Davis back in 2021 and lost by 11th round TKO after being knocked down 3 times. That shared history makes a Pacquiao versus Davis fight more interesting. But the idea of Pacquiao facing a fighter in his prime like Davis is controversial. Pacquiao's experience and legendary record can't be denied, but Davis's youth, speed, and knockout power make him a serious threat. If the matchup comes together, it would be one of boxing's most talked about events. It would tell the story of an all-time great stepping up once more to face a young, powerful challenger. Fans would get a showdown filled with drama, excitement, and the clash of 2 very different eras in the sport.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's gonna beat Barrios, which is gonna lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around, look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
And that's Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo.
Manny Pacquiao's return to boxing at 46 has sparked talk about why he's coming back, with money being one key reason. In the past, Pacquiao admitted that financial needs played a role in his comebacks. In 2016, he said, "Boxing is my main source of income. I can't rely on my salary as a public official," pointing to his duty to support his extended family and help others in need. Even though he made huge earnings during his career, including a reported $120 million from his 2015 fight with Floyd Mayweather, his giving nature and charity work have led to major spending. His former promoter Bob Arum said Pacquiao often paid for things like hospitals and schools out of his own money, which can add up fast. Legal troubles have also hurt Pacquiao financially. In 2023, he was hit with an $8 million lawsuit lost to Paradigm Sports Management, though that ruling was overturned in 2024. While Pacquiao insists he's not broke and that his businesses and savings protect his family, the mix of charity, legal fees, and political campaign cost may have influenced his decision to fight again. Pacquiao's best years were likely when he fought in the 140 and 147-pound weight classes, where he had some of his greatest moments. This stretch also built up the excitement for a dream fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr., as both were at the top of their game in the same division. Boxing expert Max Kellerman has often praised Pacquiao's success in multiple weight classes. While Kellerman admitted Mayweather had a size and skill edge, he pointed out that Pacquiao's ability to move up in weight and still dominate made him a rare kind of champion. He said Pacquiao's wins against bigger opponents boosted his argument as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in history.
He also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived. Think about, by the way, I don't think he wins that argument. Sugar Ray Robinson is safely ensconced in that position. But Henry Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, Harry Greb, Sam Langford, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, whoever else you want to mention, put Pacquiao's resume up to those guys. Bill James, the great baseball sabermetrician, had a way of ranking baseball players that I came across as a kid and thought, that's really smart. You have to rank them at their best and then also over the course of their careers. Because when you have that argument, are you talking about who accomplished the most or what heights did they reach? What peak did they reach? Take either for Pacquiao. Take his peak. Was it at 140 pounds when he obliterated Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, and then Oscar De La Hoya, though that was at 147? Was that Pacquiao's peak? Because remember, that's when the Mayweather-Pacquiao hype actually reached fever pitch. Oh my God, these are two of the best fighters we've ever seen, and they're both in their prime.
The World Boxing Council has officially approved Manny Pacquiao's return to boxing at age 46, giving him the green light to fight Mario Barrios for the welterweight title. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed that Pacquiao has passed all medical checks and holds a valid license in Nevada, making him eligible to fight for a title. Suleiman explained that WBC rules allow legendary former champions to request a title shot after retiring, using Sugar Ray Leonard's famous comeback in 1987 as an example. Leonard returned after almost 3 years away from the ring and beat Marvin Hagler to win the middleweight title in a split decision. That moment in history supports the WBC's policy of giving iconic fighters another shot at glory, even though some critics argue that Pacquiao shouldn't get an immediate title chance after being away so long. The WBC says it's simply following long-standing rules and honoring a champion's legacy. Suleiman emphasized that Pacquiao's record and dedication to the sport justify this title opportunity. The fight not only celebrates Pacquiao's incredible journey in boxing, but also brings new excitement to the welterweight scene. Fans are eager to see if the legendary Pac-Man can pull off another miracle and become champion once more.
Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. There's a final elimination taking place in North Africa, New Guinea with Chisoko. And there's just many interests in the division. It's a great weight category.
I didn't know about Manny Pacquiao. So is this something is it out there? I've not seen anything about this.
Yes, it was released. PBC. Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion.
Manny Pacquiao's decision to return to professional boxing comes after he spent time focusing on his political career, including a run for the Philippine Senate. His advisor, Shaw Gibbons, shared that Pacquiao hopes to finish his legendary career by winning back the WBC title, which holds a special place for him since it was the first belt he won during his rise in boxing. The much-anticipated fight is expected to take place in Las Vegas, with popular venues like the T-Mobile Arena or MGM Grand being considered. Although the exact date and location haven't been confirmed, the fight is likely to happen in late July 2025, once Pacquiao's political duties are wrapped up. This comeback has stirred up conversations within the boxing world, with fans and experts debating whether the 46-year-old Pacquiao can compete with a younger, active champion. Despite the doubts, Pacquiao stays confident, pointing out that his experience and the fact he hasn't taken much damage in recent years could work in his favor. Even though he gave his best effort in the final round, his last fight ended in a draw without a knockout. Pacquiao later admitted that he wasn't in top form and had only trained at 60% capacity. His advisor, Shaw Gibbons, said the lackluster performance was due to not being fully prepared, noting that Pacquiao wasn't at his best for the fight.
Is bigger than me. It's too big for me, and the floor mat is different to boxing because in boxing just a little bit, but in MMA like so it's hard to move with shoes. So, but it's good. Good experience. We give a good action fight to the fans. Or elbow is about my back head is like is swelling a little bit because his elbow, like when he punch, like he can move, he can punch. The thing is he can be a boxer. He can be a boxer, but in his weight division, there's a lot of also a good fighter in his weight division, like a bigger guy. It's that's right. It's really surprising to me that the
What do you think about Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring? Share your thoughts in the comments below.